Hello and welcome back together to my weekly update on the financial markets. I will cover today with you the S&P 500 index, US oil, gold and Bitcoin against the US dollar. We will have a look at the weekly, daily and 4-hour time frame so that you know what to do in the markets next days and weeks ahead. Let's start directly in with the S&P 500 on the weekly time frame. Yeah, what we can see at the weekly time frame on the S&P 500 index here is that this correction stopped nearly perfectly at last all-time high here, and the 200 moving average was also near. Since then we went into an uptrend without really a pause so far. The weekly uptrend is still broken until we make a new all-time high, and yeah, I'm expecting a smaller dip to the downside, a retest before then continuing higher, because price should be a little bit exhausted right now. Let's drop for more details one time frame lower to the daily time frame. Here you can see a daily support and resistance zone, so a possible area where price can find again support before continuing higher again. You can see a daily white solid downward line that one got broken to the upper side and not retested, and we have seen a really bullish move near the all-time highs, what normally means the correction phase is over. We will probably see the next couple of weeks a new all-time high here. At least that's the most likely scenario in my view. I moved into a long position here after taking out this smaller correction to the upper side, and my stop loss was placed conservatively below this daily support zone, and that should probably stop price from declining, and my stop loss is secure. I'm risking at the moment $2,000 or nearly 2% of my account balance in this trade, and my profit target is around 6,670 points in the index. I have chosen this take profit area with the help of the Fibonacci retracement levels, and that's the first extension level, so a good stop or a good take profit area where price will probably reach if we see a new all-time high, and that would give me 3.3% profit into my account balance. Yeah, but what's a bit concerning, or yeah, the thing I was also expecting, we see a MACD dip against the price. So MACD is making lower highs while price is making higher highs. Normally that means that price will follow the divergence. Not always, but statistically pretty often. So a move that we could maybe expect would be something like this, and then from there on recovering and starting the new uptrend. If we drop one time from lower to the 4-hour time frame, you can see this MACD divergence even better. You have it clearer, higher highs and higher lows. So yeah, because of that, my position will go probably even more in a loss position, but only a book loss, not a realized loss. And maybe we get a hold here at the 200 moving average, or at least the 0.382 Fibonacci retracement level here from the low to the high of this movement. That's also a good retracement level for seeing a bounce to the upper side if we are in an uptrend. If not, we break probably this daily support zone and continue lower. The more unlikely scenario in my view, that would take out my stop loss and I would lose $2,000. That's calculated in, or the risk that you have to take. That's all I have for the S&P 500 index, but we will directly continue with US oil. US oil here at a weekly time frame, you can see in red solid a monthly downtrend line, perfectly aligning, touch point, and then the breakout. Since the breakout we went pretty far to the upper side and then declined in an ABC pattern. If you take a look at that, you could definitely argue that that is one, and after an ABC correction and a break of the trend to the upside, we expect normally that the bullish uptrend continues. Now we have seen a nice green engulfing candle, at least retesting this breakout level of this weekly orange solid downward line in combination with this monthly support and resistance zone. So if we can really break that one to the upper side, make a retest and break the retest to the upside, could look something like this, then this area here is a nice spot for long positions and a nice swing trade in oil. MACD also crossed to the upper side, which is a bullish sign on the weekly. Let's delete that one out and drop one time frame lower to the daily time frame for more details. Here you can see a daily white solid downtrend line. That one got broken after seeing here a small double top, and we went straight higher after bad news from the Near East. Conflicts are always a thing for oil, and it responds pretty quickly. We violated this weekly downtrend line, and at the moment it seems like we will see a small retest, maybe something like this, and then I could imagine continuing higher. We have seen here also pretty low prices for oil, and some producers can't produce oil at this cost, or the costs are higher than the price they get for the oil. So it could really be time to see higher prices again. If we drop one time from lower to 4-hour time frame, you can see I was able to draw in 4-hour blue dotted uptrend line. And yeah, to say that we will see definitely a correction to that one, I'm not sure about, but you could also take here the Fibonacci retracement from the low to the high of the movement, and could at least expect that we will maybe see the 0.382 Fibonacci retracement level, or the 0.618 Fibonacci retracement level would perfectly align with this 4-hour support zone. And yeah, maybe if it takes some time to get there, maybe also this 4-hour uptrend. If that happens, I would like to see or draw in a new downtrend line, and if that one then that's broken to the upper side, retest and break to retest to the upside, then this here gets a nice long swing trade. But if the market will give us that, I don't know yet, but I will inform you like always in my next videos. If we see directly a break to the upside, I'm probably not in the trade because I want to see a little bit more of cool down, and then continuation. Could also look like this, I don't know yet, but then similar scenario, probably something like this, and then here this becomes the tradable situation. Is it possible that we will decline all the way back down and see new lows? Of course, everything's possible in the financial markets, but at the moment it doesn't look like this. First, try to break this often tested weekly downtrend line in combination with the monthly. That's a really strong resistance zone, and if that gets broken to the upside, that's a good sign. All I have for oil. Let's go to gold. Gold here at the weekly time frame as well. We have seen here a long time weekly resistance zone for price. Price never was able to break above it till one day, retest, and then blow to the upper side. One higher high after another and a higher low. An intact uptrend picture on the weekly time frame here. We see MACD wants to cross to the downside. Could be a bearish sign, we don't know yet. Then week moving average still holding below price. It's a good sign. We have seen here correction like in a couple times before. We have always seen there a cross to the downside, and that marked the low of the movement. So maybe if we see a cross, we have already seen the low of the movement, but that would have occurred normally here. It's no perfect signs here, so let's notice that in the background and go to the daily time frame. Here the picture is a bit clearer. We got the daily solid uptrend, not broken yet. I was able to draw also in here a secondary uptrend line because the uptrend got steeper. We have perfect higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, and this was a little bit bigger correction. You could also argue again that this is an A, B, C correction. Then we had this downtrend line. The downtrend line got broken to the upper side. I went into a long position. We've seen a retest of the broken downtrend, and we have seen again this high taken out by price, and I was increasing my position so that I now a total risking 1% of my account balance here. And if we drop even one time frame lower to the 4-hour time frame, you can see I was able to draw in a 4-hour secondary uptrend line. That one is at the moment violated and broken to the downside. Could also, so it could mean that we will see a retest maybe of this 4-hour support zone in combination with the secondary daily white dotted uptrend line. Yeah, could look something like this, and then continuation higher. At least that's the scenario I would prefer, because I'm in a long trade and my stop loss is placed below this 4-hour support zone and below the daily secondary uptrend line, and also the Fibonacci retracement level drawn from the low to the high of the movement is below the 0.618 Fibonacci retracement level. So 3 things that would stop price from declining if we are still in an valid uptrend. So my stop loss should be secure. If not, we will see probably another price scenario here that we will see a break, a retest, and then a break, a retest to the lower side, and then continue probably all the way lower to at least to this white solid daily uptrend line. And yeah, we have to see what we are doing then. For sure, I have to close my trade with stop loss, but like always, the risk is calculated and only 1% of my counter balance. Yeah, where's my take profit target? My take profit target is using the daily Fibonacci's. So if we place a Fibonacci retracement from the low to the high of this daily uptrend, you can see my take profit is slightly below the first extended retracement here, and that would give me 2,000% and 2% in profit, or $2,000 at around $3,700 per ounce in gold. Yeah, that's all I have for gold. Let's switch to Bitcoin. Bitcoin on a weekly time frame here, we can see we are in an uptrend with higher highs and higher lows following each other. So far, so good. Weekly solid orange uptrend line intact. Fibonacci retracement levels from the low to the high of the movement also intact. The next retracement would be around my entry point and also at the moment stop loss level. We have seen a new all-time high. What is bullish? The 10-week moving average is nearing price. Also bullish, could be a possible support zone for price. So let's drop one time frame lower, the daily time frame. You can see also my trade. We had a broken white solid downtrend line. We have seen some consolidation here. Then a break of the consolidation on the 4-hour time frame to the upper side. I went into a long position, so that was my initial stop loss level or entry level. My stop loss level was below this low of the movement, and I already moved my stop loss to my entry. So the trade is now risk free. We have seen a nice move to the upper side, making also new all-time high. At the moment, working on this daily resistance zone at the last all-time high. And we had already a correction, another move to the upside, and now we are working on a second corrective move. Could develop as a C wave, maybe retesting then the 200-day moving average here in combination with the 0.382 Fibonacci retracement. And then from there on, then continue higher. At least that would be my favorite scenario, because I'm in a long trade. Yeah, if we fail here, and this would be the all-time high of this last year, the 4-year cycle move, then I will probably take it out by my stop loss. My stop loss is also well secured through this daily support zone, so price at least stop there and continue then higher if we are still in an uptrend. Otherwise, I got taken out of my trade without any profits. Would be sad, to be honest. If we drop one time frame lower to the 4-hour time frame, you can see way more details. We had this nice up move. Then we have seen a 4-hour MACD divergence to price. What followed was a correction. We already have seen a break of this smaller correction to the upper side, and afterwards we are correcting again. So you can draw in even another downtrend, and if that one gets broken, it gets probably bullish. But like I said, the wave can also go below this low and make an A, B, C pattern. Wouldn't be the worst. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that we will continue to more all-time highs if we see a new all-time high. That's always the most bullish signal. So I would increase my long position by another $1,000 at risk, or 1% of my capital, so totaling up to 2% at risk on this trade. With my stop loss below this movement, I would correct this to the lower side if we see a complete ABC wave, and place then my stop loss below point C. Entry point stays the same. And last but not least, what's also important is the take profit area. I was using here the Fibonacci retracement from the low to the high before the correction occurs. And then I was taking the second extended Fibonacci retracement level, not the first one, because if that happens, I think market participants are getting pretty bullish. And normally in the end of the 4-year cycle, we see a blow off to the upper side. So it can even exceed that level in my view. But I want to stay conservative. I would take all my profits on both trades, or a combined trade, at this level around 130 $33,000 per coin. And that would total up here my secondary trade with 1.8% profit, and my initial trade would bring me 4.1% profit. So nearly 6%. That's a nice trade for only risking at the moment. If we see a new all-time high, $1,000 of my capital. For sure, we can see a break to the downside. Nothing is impossible, like I already said. Then I get taken out with no loss because I already moved my stop loss to my entry level. That's all I have for Bitcoin and for this weekly update. I hope you have a great weekend and a good start next week. Next week, I don't know if I'm able to make a video next weekend because I'm in Berlin. And yeah, maybe then Monday, the next video. We will see. Bye bye.